All right. So we will kind of go over. Does anybody want to volunteer a session recap? I know it's in the world so far. Like you could obviously read that in the Discord if you want, but I didn't know if anybody wanted to kind of just throw down on what their character saw or and took in from last time. All right. No volunteers. Okay, so we will just recap shortly that you guys came to Sandpoint together as a group. You know, to enjoy a festival and have a good time. And did partake in that for a little while, and it was some good moments. But during the cathedral dedication ceremony, the town was attacked by hordes and waves of goblins. Took everybody by surprise. The group sprang into action and defended the town, and spent many an hours at the end of the night clearing out whatever little rabbles of goblins were left, like hiding in the streets or behind things, and then helped put out some fires. At the end of the night, y'all were approached by Sheriff Baylor. He had some words, basically words of encouragement and praise, and then after that, y'all would have, I guess, headed back to the Rusty Dragon to rest your body because you would obviously be sore and aching from. I mean, like that was hours of work and fight throughout the night. On that note, you guys will also everybody will get a hero point, and in my game, hero points are very like not the same as hero points in Pathfinder. Basically, what you can do with my hero points in my game is to change the rating of a die you roll or a save. So if you roll a critical fail, you can make it a hit. If you roll just a hit and you want to make it a crit, you can turn a hit into a crit. So it just changes the grade, of a roll.
If you turn a hit into a crit, you still need to roll to confirm. Or is it an automatic crit?
That's a good question. I didn't think about that.
That can be a huge narrative swing there.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I don't know, they're not going to be given out a lot, so I would probably say yeah.
Crit the final boss. Deal 500 points of damage in one turn.
If you're dealing 500 points of damage on a crit, then I don't know what level we are.
Well, we wouldn't be fighting the final boss at level 1. I haven't built this character out to whatever level to see what it can possibly do.
Yeah. All right. So you head back. You head
Here,
back.
I'll give you a response thing in there. Let's see. Yeah, I'll put a response in there. I meant to put this in there the other day. I just never did. There.
All right, give me a sec.
Yeah, we spot ladders as well over the going over the walls.
I think at some point somebody did notice a ladder at some point, didn't they? Like I think somebody had made a perception check to notice some oddly placed ladders around the walls during this.
That rings a bell, but I don't think it was me.
I remember someone who do the ladders and basically didn't make sure you point out for later kind of thing.
Okay. Well, um, yeah, he'll
I think it
yeah,
actually might be me actually from the perception rolls.
yeah. I think it was you. So yeah, that's something you would point out, and like yeah, the sheriff would note it down, and with Kelwin, he'll respond. The fire started almost like immediately. He says the attack happened right after Father Xanthus threw the Thunderstone. Um, so it seems like they waited for that as a signal, not indicating that Father Xanthus is the one behind
The
it.
one, yeah.
It was loud enough for it to hear, and they came from all directions. It seemed like they were inside the city without coming into the city or the town, because it's not a city. They were it seemed like they were inside the city without coming through the walls. Like there were some that went over the walls, but it doesn't. There's no way that accounts for how many were in, and at how fast they were. But yeah, he'll definitely say he'll be in contact with y'all. So yeah, he'll tell y'all to go get some rest, and thank you for what you did. All right. All right, give me one sec. All right, so y'all as a group head back to the Rusty Dragon, um, and it's like you're going in. Um, so they'll like you got the smoke that kind of still hangs faint in the night as the in the air when y'all return. Uh, like obviously as you're going through the streets, Sandpoint is quieter now. Shaken, uh, blood and mud stain a lot of places. Bodies covered. There's bodies being covered. People.
Yeah. So when getting back to the inn, probably just wash up. Maybe have one last ale if they're still serving, and then
Sorry, my
call it a
sorry,
night.
my son came and came and asked me a question. Sorry. Yeah. So like I said, you pass people and whatnot. The lanterns will be glow along the streets, and the town folks kind of move around like weary ghosts, sweeping glass, dousing embers, checking on neighbors. When you open the doors, warmth spills over you a little bit from the inner fire and whatnot. Inside the common room that y'all are associated with is crowded, but not in celebration. It's filled with like the tired, the wounded, almost like a kind of a triage kind of situation. The relieved. A few town folk look up as you enter, and like surprising to you, a couple, then a few more, all start clapping as you come through the door. Soon the entire room joins in. It's not raucous, but it's heartfelt. Behind the bar, you'll see Bathana, the aged or the elderly halfling woman, the worker with the spectacles. She'll say, "By the gods, it's them," and she'll say, "Amico," and she'll say, "Amico, that's the ones Aldern was raving about." And Amico, who's the bar owner, I don't think y'all have actually interacted with her. Y'all have seen her during the celebration, but y'all haven't had an interaction with her, correct?
I don't think so.
No, we dealt with a gnome, didn't we?
The halfling lady, yeah.
Oh yeah.
You've dealt with the halfling, but not Amico. Okay. All right. I just want to make sure. All right. So Amico will come from behind the bar. She'll roll her like she's got her sleeves rolled up. Her hair's tied back. She's got a smudge of like soot across her cheek. from fire and ash. She stares at you for a long moment and then nods her head. She will step forward. Let's see, and she will look at you because y'all haven't, like I said, y'all haven't heard. She goes, she says, Bathana has spoke highly of you, and Aldern has raved great praise. Because I am Amiko, I'm the owner of the establishment. We haven't had the pleasure to make introductions, and I hate that it's on such a bad night. But may I take this moment to thank you for what you've done for this town.
Sure, we just did what anyone else in the position who happened to have a sword to hand would have done.
Be that as it may, when the town needed you, from all accounts, you sprang into action. You didn't hesitate, and without fear, you risked your lives to save us. Yes, you definitely saved Aldern's hide. The fool noble won't stop talking about it. She raises her voice. Listen up! These are the ones who bled so we didn't have to. More applause as some of the people start shouting, To the Goblin Slayers! She'll smirk. She'll grab a bottle of Winter Drop mead. Rooms! Free, for as long as you need them. She slides the mugs across the bar. Food, on the house, and if any of you try to pay, I'll throw you out myself. She'll kind of lower her voice slightly. The Rusty Dragon takes care of its own, and from this day forward, you are one of us. As everybody kind of starts to cheer and give a kind of their appraisal or their agreement, even though in their dour moments. So she pours some drinks and she starts giving them to you because she knows you'll need them.
Thank you very much.
It's appreciated. I'm not too proud to turn down free room and food.
Indeed. So who was the one that slayed the goblin on the dog? Because Aldern went mad with this, telling the story over and over again, as she smiles, pouring the drinks and pushing them forward.
It was really a team effort.
Yeah, to be honest, I can't remember who did it myself.
Minus all of my misses.
She laughs and she says, yes, and
I
definitely.
distracted him.
I'm going to say, don't you call them feints?
Well, anyone who makes goblins regret their life choices is welcome under my roof. So as the night goes on, you all will drink for a while, and everybody will kind of start to mingle, or meander to wherever they need to go. Some people just sleep in the Rusty Dragon, out in the open areas, because all the beds are taken, and they ain't got nowhere to go. Like some houses are kind of burnt down or whatnot. But this isn't a night for for that they would throw anybody out or anything like that. This is a night for recovery in the town. As people are kind of leaving and going out and whatnot, she'll at one point you'll see because the uh, she'll kind of casually sit and uh, one of y'all are sitting around. Let's say Kaelin. She'll kind of sit around and go. She'll kind of mention she'll go so. She rests her chin on her knuckles as she's looking at you. She'll go, so you caravan guards, mercenaries, or just the sort of people who can't stand watching monsters win?
A little bit of column A and B.
We're just traveling. We don't like seeing people get hurt. People that are innocent.
Well, traveling. Are y'all making y'all's way through, or do y'all have an end goal destination?
And we kind of just got stuck together on a caravan thing, and I'm kind of just go where I feel I'm needed, and seems like this is the current destination in that regards.
Well, Sandpoint's a fine destination, except for all the happenings. This is supposed to be like a celebratory time. We don't need another. We don't need another mark in history like the time of troubles.
Do we know anything about that? Or is it just from that tour that we got?
I mean, like, so the tour would have, this is the second time, if that's the case, this might be the second or third time you've heard the phrase, the time of troubles, or,
'Cause I watched that video, and obviously it does go on about, is it Chopper?
yeah. Well, it mentions Chopper, and like, are you asking her about, are you talking about Chopper?
Yeah,
She goes, yeah, yes, yes, Chopper. Like, she kind of just has this look on her face when, you kind of mention Chopper and you just don't like. It's just such a funny nickname they gave him with that. But yeah, that's a part of it. But the cathedral that was supposed to be um, sanctified or blessed today was also burnt down during that time. And
yeah.
and then that's the time. That's the same time around the same time frame my mother took her life. So we've had a lot of. That was a bad year for sure. That's why we refer to it that way. So, yeah, it was a rough time. Definitely a rough year. We lost a lot of people.
Was that long ago, or that is that recent history? But for these,
I think it seems about 5 years now.
right?
Yeah, that was Chopper, and the cathedral burnt down, and the previous father, not Xanthus, the one before him, and his adopted daughter, Nualia, they passed away in the fire in the cathedral, and then my mother. But these are all like these aren't all related. I'm not saying these are related. I'm just saying it was just a lot of turmoil in one small time frame.
Yeah, and it was, well, the timing obviously of this goblin attack as well, just when everything's meant to be, well, turn the corner, I would say, is a bit weird, a bit suspicious.
What was that? Sorry, I didn't hear you. Somebody talking to me.
Just the timing of the attack, obviously, when the new cathedral was meant to be opened, timing's a bit strange on it.
Yeah, and the attack itself was strange because goblins don't goblins don't attack like that. They don't attack
Organized.
organized and in waves. It says like that raid wasn't normal. They're vicious, sure, but that was too well orchestrated. Her eyes will sharpen, like someone pointed them for sure. Large pop in the hearth, you know, happens. A large pop in the hearth as the fire comes near you.
But we have, I think we've got business with a sheriff tomorrow. He's asked us to pop round, so hopefully we'll find out some more information from there as well.
Well, sleep. Tomorrow the town will remember who stood when it mattered. She'll pause at the bar and glass back once. Outside hammers will knock and voices murmur in the night. And like there for a moment, you probably no longer feel like strangers in this town. Let's see. So the night will go on. You guys will get some rest. All right. So, okay. So inside the next morning. All right. We'll say like around the time where you guys are like all kind of getting up, the town's getting up, not, people slept, but on a night after a night like last night, like it's one of those times where you really only get about 4 or 5 hours of sleep, if that, if you're lucky, just enough to like kind of reset your head, reset your brain, uh, let's see. So as you were inside the Rusty Dragon in the morning, um, you got the fire burns low. The scent of spiced salmon lingers from breakfast. Outside, Sandport will be humming with sounds of recovery from, the goblin rapid repairs. Murmured conversations, lingered tension in the air. The door swings open, and you see there stands Aldern Foxglove, cheeks flush from exertion, his hair slightly tossed. He's got a fine riding clothes, immaculate despite dusty road. He removes his hat dramatically. My heroes, my saviors, there you are! He beams, especially at Octavian. I could not sleep last night, not from fear, no, from gratitude. The goblin dog would have torn me apart were it not for you. He steps inside, eyes moving from face to face. He pauses on chin. And you, extraordinary. The way you struck seemed like lightning danced around you. Marvelous! His gaze will linger a moment around you as I must repay you properly. Gold is obvious, but not enough. As he's saying that, he's pulling out a sack of gold for each of you. Like he lays them down on the tables in front of you. So he says, as he's saying that, he's rubbing it out. A hunt. Now that is fitting. He claps once. There is a monstrous boar in the tickwood. Gored 3 farmers. Destroyed crops. Terrified the countryside. Sheriff Hemlock wants it dealt with. I intend to collect its head, and I insist you join me. He looks he'll look at Octavian again. You, sir, have the bearing of a knight from old Haldor. It would honor me to hunt at your side. He lowers his voice. He says, and perhaps, he says he lowers his voice slightly. We ride within the hour. I've taken the liberty to buy each of you a horse at the stables next door. What do you say? Join me?
Oh yeah.
Is there
Sorry, go ahead.
is there a bounty on this boar? I'm not really one for killing for fun.
Well, the sheriff wants it dead because it's killed 3 farmers. It's not so much for fun. It's destroyed crops and terrified the countryside, so I wouldn't say this is for fun. This is kind of needed.
Sounds like a good way to spend the morning then.
And I mean, don't take light what he just said. He literally just said he bought you a horse. He bought you each a horse. Now you all literally have a horse in the stables next door. He says it was. Does anybody disagree to it, or are you all okay with joining?
It'd be hard to turn down such generosity.
Yeah. I mean, we get paid to do work anyway, and we were going to take a little break, but the hunt sounds interesting at least.
Okay.
I want to ride a horse.
All right. Well, he says, good. I'll meet you at the stables. Say we ride out in half an hour. He'll tell you the name of the stable owner next door. And then he'll just
Goblin something, isn't it?
Yeah.
I want to do a goblin. I remember that.
Like the stout goblin. Here, hold on. Here we go. Watch this. Boom, baby.
What is it called again? The Goblin Squash Stables.
There we
Yeah.
go. Goblin squash tables. There we go, baby. Davern Husk.
So far away.
Yeah, that's where y'all were from yesterday. So yeah, at the Goblin Squash tables, Davern will have your mounts waiting. So each of y'all actually own a horse now. So just so you know. So also the gold is 100 gold in each bag.
In each bag?
Yep. Y'all each got 100 gold.
Wow. This guy is generous.
You saved his life. I mean, fuck's sakes.
Yeah, I know what money to save. I know, but when you say horse, is it just a riding horse? Is it?
Yeah, it's just your standard horse. It ain't like a fucking combat mount.
Yeah, it's not a war horse. Yeah, I'm just.
He gives us all war horses with riding saddles.
Yeah, does it come with saddle and all the trimmings, or do we need to sort that out?
It will come with whatever you need for riding. I ain't gonna nitpick any of that. I'm really not like okay. So you need to understand. I'm not gonna nitpick like whether or not you have like rations or whether or not you have the small stuff. That's not what this game is about. It's not a survival game. If it's like minor stuff, you have it. You know what I mean? If it's niche stuff you need for like characters and dungeons, I expect you to have it on your character sheet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like a crowbar if you wanted a crowbar.
Yeah. But the small stuff, I'm not gonna nitpick over. All right. All right. So you guys are kind of getting ready to go do this thing, right? So as you are doing all that, I've got small little interactions as you're kind of doing a couple things to prepare for this. All right. So let's see. We'll start with Chin. Your interaction. Let's see. Um, yeah, your interaction will be Davarin. He's the stable guy. The goblin squash stables. As you're going there to kind of check on everything, like as you come in, the aerial smell of hay, leather, and animal sweat. You kind of get those waft aromas as you come through the door. The stable doors are wide open. Hammer rings on iron as someone's adjusting a shoe. Inside, horses will shift nervously. Kind of still unsettled from the chaos of the previous day. Um, you'll hear a gruff voice cut through the stables, like "You're the one." And as you hear that, Devon will step forward between two stalls, wiping his hands on a rag, one eye sharp because he's missing an eye. Like he's got an eye patch over his eye. He
Yeah.
studies you. Heard about you. Heard you tore through them.
So when I'm looking at them, sorry, Ash, are them trophies? Can you tell that they're goblin?
I would think so. Especially because
Right.
there's more today and they're fresh because he did his best to
Yeah.
defend yesterday. So there's some
Yeah.
fresh goblin ears torn, probably dripping with blood.
Yeah, I can see that you've had quite a haul yourself.
Right.
Of-
Well, did what I could.
It's a
Try to
shame
save.
that it's happening yeah, it's a shame it happens inside the city, but at least we fended them off this time.
Yeah. He says, yeah, for sure. I had to do what I can to protect the horses. Goblins hate horses. He spits on the ground.
So do you obviously your previous trophy you've got there, was that from days yesteryear before you were running this place, or a spot where goblins tend to cause trouble and mischief?
There's goblins all around these woods. There's plenty of tribes. But I've spent a fair amount of time in the woods. Don't hunt as nearly as much as I used to, but I've had my time.
Yeah. No, I was just wondering if obviously you knew of any particularly hotspot areas potentially where obviously these lot may have even came from. I know we're going to talk to the sheriff about this as well, but just obviously any information that you've got maybe pertaining to the surrounding areas, especially since goblins seem to be a bit of a more of a problem around here than you would probably expect normally with what happened last night.
Well, what happened last night was different. Those are goblins from
Well,
different. Those are goblins from different tribes.
yeah. So I was just inquiring if you knew of any hotspot areas where they would actually be or potentially came from, just so we could maybe look into it if we have a chance.
Uh, Says there's a there's a good chance that you'd find some in the Northwoods.
No particular area in that area, just in general, there would be in and about there. You've got no like home base or anything where they've been routed before, tend to congregate.
Yeah, it just depends on the the tribe's leaders. Like so in, but there's a half elf that comes through here. No, an elf that comes through here every I want to say about every 2 months. Shalelu. She's kind of the impromptu ranger guide guard around here. She's definitely the one that would know all that.
The hotspots and that.
Yeah, she tends to spend a lot of her time killing the goblin around here, keeping up with them and trying to basically keep them in line.
No problem. I'll seek them out when I can.
Yeah, you can't miss her. Like you'll know her when you see her. She's a blonde elf. Yeah, she's a. I don't know if you heard me right. Blonde, not blind.
Yeah, I got that.
As y'all are talking, let's see. As you're talking, yeah, you'll see kind of a horse like a like a like a horse with a strong stomp snorts. Says that beast in there. It's been jumpy since yesterday. He'll glance back at you. Then you walk in here and she calmed. Horses know. He reaches up and unhooks something from the beam. It's like a tacking kit and whatnot. He puts it on. He puts the tacking kit on the horse and whatnot. This one's yours.
Okay. Does it have a name?
You tell me. That's me telling you. You can name your horse.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's fine. I'll look into it.
All right.
What can I name it?
Yeah. So after that, it says and if coin's tight, no gouging, no tricks. You'll get better than a fair price here on stabling your mounts.
Thank you very much.
Because when the goblins come again, and they will, I want you running fast, not walking. So on that, like he'll bid you a good day and thank you.
Noise.
All right. Kaylin. What is it? Am I saying Kaylin or what I should spit? Kelwin. Sorry.
You speak
Kaelwyn.
Aelwyn.
Kaelwyn, sorry. Kaelwyn. All right, so as you're walking around through the streets, smoke still hangs in the air. You get that, that waft of burnt charcoal and ash from all the fires and embers and whatnot. They obviously the streets no longer ring with goblin shrieks, just hammers. Boards are being nailed into place. Broken shutters are stacked, and tang of charred wood mixes with the tang of charred wood mixes with the sea wind as you're going down. You walk past an armory up north, right there. There's where you need to be. All right. And as you're walking past the armory, its shutters are thrown open wide despite scorch marks along the frame. A strong female voice calls out, "Elf!" It's not hostile. It's not direct. As a woman steps from the doorway, wiping soot from her hands onto her apron, she studies you a moment. Not suspiciously so much as appraisingly. There's a long pause, and you hear, "My daughter told me what you did." Her tone is controlled and tight. "The children, South Alley, goblin with a blade." She steps closer to you. She said you didn't hesitate. Steel doesn't hesitate either. That's why it's useful. She reaches into her workbench and she retrieves something fairly decent size, about arm's length, something wrapped in oiled cloth. She'll unfold it, and it's a masterwork elven blade. The elven blade you have?
The masterwork version of my blade.
Yeah. She goes,
Okay.
this isn't payment. I don't pay for decency. She holds it out. Grip first. This is respect. My girl's all I've got. Goblins don't get to take what's mine.
Well, I appreciate it very much. I will put this to work to rescue more people if I can.
If your buckler needs mending, or if that thing ever chips, you come to me. Better yet, if you have anything, the heroes of Sandpoint don't pay full price. She don't wait for thanks. She nods and just leaves. Uh, she hold on. Y'all never met her, but she would introduce herself as Savannah, or you kind of get the tell because Savannah's armory signs above it. So basically, out of game character, y'all get a 15% discount from her store. If I haven't introduced her, give me a second. There she is. There she is. So that's or Sava's armory. Oh fuck, I called her Savannah. Chicka chicka. All right, Octavian.
I'm not appreciating the laughter.
Don't worry about it. So, all right. So as you're walking around, um, you'll be going between the academy and this general store. The smell of fresh lumber and damp ash hang in the air. Obviously, boards, like I said, being boarded up and whatnot, stacked outside. Townsfolk exchange smiles, and life stubbornly pushes forward. As you start to pass or past the general store, you'll hear the door jingle, and a young woman will lean against the doorway, watch you, and you'll hold on. Let me give a picture of her. Well, if it isn't Sandpoint's newest hero, as she folds her arms, her head will tilt slightly as she studies you, uh, your face. I saw you yesterday, mud and steel, shouting orders like you actually knew what you were doing. She'll step a little closer. Very impressive. Her voice will drop enough to feel a little intimate and very distracting. She'll start to kind of walk around you, or she'll kind of walk slowly around you. If you don't look like a warrior, you don't look like a warrior, you know. Playful smile. You look like you stole an older brother's armor and with a helmet and wandered into the wrong story. She laughs like kind of jokingly. Turns out you didn't. She reaches out and brushes soot off your shoulder with unnecessary care. You saved people. That makes you important. She puts her finger on your chest. And important people get discounts. She widens with a grin. Come by sometime. I'll make sure you get a good price on whatever you need.
That's much appreciated, but it's not necessary. And it was hardly a solo effort. There were many people on the streets doing their part.
Yes, but I heard the heroes of Sandpoint did more than their part. And like I said, y'all all get discounts. Not just you, of course. She kind of giggles, but you especially. Um, if you've ever been around somebody that exudes fucking sexual energy, this is one of those people. And there is no mistaking it that she is exuding sexual energy to you. Okay? So, I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to RP anything other than that. Then, you know, that is just what it is. You will get a discount at the general store. It'll be 10% discount on anything, and yeah, like I said, she'll straighten immediately, innocent expression restored, and she'll just laugh. Oh, relax, hero. I'm not trying to rob you. And she goes to close the door, and as the door is closing, she goes, "Unless you want me to," and the door will shut. So that's establishing everything that, like, a part of the rewards the towns are going to give you and let you proceed forward with. So you can all take those into account if you want to note them down or keep up with them. That being said, that'll be the stuff that'll happen before you guys ride out for the boar hunt. Okay. If there's anything else you want to get into or ask about, like, now's the time. If not, we can just proceed to that.
No, I'm good for now.
All right. So the way the boar hunt's going to go is it's not going to be like a battle map type of thing. It's going to be more RP than any of that. Okay. Let's see here. So as you guys all get together, get on your mounts. And here's a funny thing, actually. Before this, here's a funny thing. Because she's not here, and she's undead. Does that affect the fucking horses?
No,
So the undead. Okay, so her race class thing don't work like normal undeads that get uneasy around, or normal animals don't get uneasy around undead.
There is some stuff where animals are uneasy around undead.
I mean, if it doesn't say it like per the race thing or per whatever monster horse in this case says, then I wouldn't mess with it.
I mean, I don't know because, like I said, I haven't really looked into it. I've just let her roll with it because I don't know. It's fine. I was just like at this point, I was like, would she even be able to ride the horse because of the whole undead animal type thing? So I don't know. All right, give me a second. I'll be back. I'm gonna go FK, and then we'll continue with the thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab a drink.
All right, it's the best it's gonna get. Everybody here?
Yep.
Yep.
Kellen, are you here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Didn't know. All right, so you guys mount up and you ride with Aldern out to the Tickwood. It's only about a mile and a half ride to the Tickwood. As you're riding, you kind of make your way north, up north of the upthrust limestone encampment known as the Devil's Platter. As you're riding, Aldern will kind of like give you some info on the Tickwood. Like, what you'll learn is like, despite its ominous name, the Tickwood is actually a relatively safe woodland. One well known to be like home of wild boars, deer, fire pelt cougars, and the rare giant ticks that the wood is known for. But no goblin tribes will dwell within these boundaries that you would have to worry about. It only takes about an hour and a half. As you're going, you'll have like Aldern, like you'll kind of notice he is like a charming conversationalist. like he like with his kind of noble manner and whatnot, he does have a this kind of demeanor of being well read and seemingly an endless cache of stories about high life in Magnamar, where he's from. Whatnot. So like as you're riding, like he'll definitely ask so like like they'll have a conversation directed at like Octavian, like, so what brought you to Sandpoint?
Never seen it before. Grew up on an island and wanted to see the world. Seemed as good a place to start as any when I heard of the festival.
Yes, the festival. As y'all are riding around the Lost Coast, wind will carry like the smells of pine and breen as seagulls wheel overhead. The thick wood swallow around you. The Your hoofbeats will grow muted on the loom. Um, he'll kind of chatter the entire ride, boasting about hunting trips in Magnamar, kind of recounting near-death experiences you might get a sense for that might be exaggerated. As y'all go about and whatnot, y'all will kind of make your way to an area where like he'll have you all kind of stop, and as he looks around, he says, this is where the first sightings of the beast are to be tracked. So um, he'll offer everybody javelins or bows, whatever you prefer.
I mean, I've already got a short bow, like, but
Okay, I mean, yeah, if you'd rather use your own short bow, that's fine.
Pretty sure I'm not proficient in javelin, but probably have to have a bow.
Yeah, like if you try to mention that you don't want to use a melee weapon, he would advise against it. Because it's best to take these beasts on horseback from range. All right, so he'll give you all whatever you want to take, a javelin or a bow, and you'll start to kind of ride around looking for signs of anything that'll point to where this boar is. As there'll be certain kind of areas. Everybody give me a perception check. Yes, that's what I need. Perceptions. All right. Octavian, you will notice, um, Octavian and Chin will notice, um, an area where the ground is tore apart, and then you will see kind of an area with a half-eaten deer carcass. Octavian, you will see scar marks from what you would assume to be tusks on trees. When you point that out, Aldurin will congratulate you on such perceptions, and that'll lead y'all to an area of the woods. You'll kind of head a little bit to the west through some trees, following the tracks. Does anybody have survival or nature check they want to roll to boast into this, to add into your overall checks to see if you can find the boar?
I have a little bit of survival.
Okay, you're allowed to roll a survival.
I'm a fighter, we don't get skills.
All right. Okay, so all right, that will give me. Okay, so as you guys are going about, you notice something that kind of catches your eye. Aldern dismounts and starts to like look into what he's like what he think like some signs of what he needs to look for to find the boar, and when you see what you thought at first, what you thought was just like an odd depression, and then it like you start to reveal like that's not a normal depression. That's a recent and very large, massive bore print in this depressed ground. Give me a reflex, Chin, because you're the
Ooh.
one that has this.
Yep.
All
Yep.
right.
Nope.
Okay. You are not able to grab him in time, but you are able to shout to alert him as this massive boar and branches snap through without warning. You know, the underbrush explodes outward, and a mountain of bristle and muscle erupts from the tree. The boar is enormous, taller at the shoulder than than a warhorse's chest. Like one eye's milky white, the other is like blazing with rage, and his tusks honestly look like jagged, broken sword scimitars, caked with dry blood. It does not hesitate. It charges. You each get to make one quote unquote. You all can make an attack with whatever weapon you chose.
One goes the short
All right.
It's gonna look like a dagger, but it's a bow.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll just take your rolls. It's whatever.
Don't take that damage, so I have to roll damage separately.
Okay. As Aldern falls to the ground as the boar explodes
Yeah,
outward.
5 damage.
He kicks his feet trying to push himself up against the tree because the boar at first was going to look at him, but Chin warned him away, and you guys immediately strike with your weapons, and drags the boar's attention. That's going to be going out. All right, so it'll grab y'all's attention, and it'll target who hit him first. Chin. It'll run at Chin. Uh, Yeah, start charging at Chin, mounted on the horse. And then Aldern will shout up, "That's it! That's it!" And he'll start kind of fight with visible enthusiasm. He's like, "Tally-ho!" And basically you've been told like the way you do it is you kite it. So if it gets your attention, you run from it, and the rest of the people kind of go it down. So he's basically telling you to like take off, Chin. So as you guys start doing that, like Aldern like jumps on the horse and yeah, and like takes off with enthusiasm, coming with you guys. He pulls a javelin out from his back, and he hurls it through the air, and he'll manage to hit the boar, but barely on like its backside, like it barely hits. And then you guys get one more. Okay, you guys get one more attack. Chin, you can try to ride an attack, but you're gonna take a -5 to it. And if you crit roll, you have a chance. If you crit, you have a chance of falling off. So it's up to you if you want to take the attack.
No, I'll just be the kiter for now.
Okay.
Oh. Aha!
That
I crit and confirm crit for 18 crit damage and
that
3
that will
non-crit damage.
that will kill it. So as you shoot your like as you shoot your bow into it, you'll manage to hit it like right, like it'll go right under its arm, like basically the arrow will go into its longer heart, and like it'll kind of look like it's slowing down, trying to catch its breath, and then it just lets out a gasp and falls over and dies. And then Aldarn will come up and yell like, "Cowan, what a shot! That was amazing!" Let's see.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Is it?
Elvis Heritage coming in.
Yeah. The boar will stagger, breathes, breath stemming, blood soaking its bristles. One last defiant squeal, then it falls. It seems like the forest exhales and the birds return cautiously. And Aldern stands frozen after that. Magnificent! Absolutely magnificent! He'll approach the corpse carefully, place a hand on it. A beast worthy of legends, and I hunted it with you. They go about you'll have to go about getting it dressed and preparing it for travel and whatnot. And uh, he'll pull out a small wine from a silver flask, and he'll like pour like he's like some little copulus. He goes, a toast, and he'll like give it all to you. Uh, so he'll toast each one of you personally. He's like, Octavian, if I were not already committed to Magnamar circles, I would swear fealty to you. Kelwyn, you are something truly mythic. And to Chen, he says, you are something mythic, and I think to Kelwyn he would mention, he says, I think it seems the fates brought us together. If I'm a man to believe in it, but I know you might be a skeptic, right? He kind of laughs at that. So.
Yep.
Y'all had lashed the carcass to horses. The ride back, the energy is triumphant. Aldern constantly just talks praise and glory upon you. Like he's obviously smitten with you guys. Um, as you're heading back into town, like you get closer, like kind of all the the energies like kind of died down and whatnot. Uh, he's riding alongside you like Octavian. He goes, I don't have many true friends, and he goes, perhaps that can change. As he just lets that linger in the air, Sandpoint will come into view, and you guys will make it in with a successful hunt. Let's see. He will mention that he's going to bring the boar to Amico to have it cooked proper. So that will be a thing where you guys will head down to that area. Let's see. Yeah. So this will kind of happen like a little later. Like we'll say, you guys got back, did what you could, got the road off of you. The hunt, the hunt, put the hunt behind you. Aldern made sure. I guess I didn't mention. Sorry. He does have a couple of kind of servants with him. People, because he is a noble. They would have been there like helping you guys with the whatnot. He had them take to the Rusty Dragon, congratulated and thanked you guys once again. And then he went to take care of some business. You guys would be probably I want to say this is probably like a little bit later in the afternoon, or maybe past noon, past lunch, like maybe around 2 o'clock. Um, y'all be inside the Rusty Dragon. Laughter kind of fills the common room. You got Tinkered clicking. You all are in there. Um, uh, the scent of roasted boar starts to drift through the air as they've already started cooking it. Amico will move between the tables with an easy confidence, ladle in hand. Patrons lean in eagerly as they ask you to recount, your the goblins fight, or maybe another tale of another glorious tale. Uh, Someone bangs on the table. To Sandpoint's heroes. Cheers rise, then bang! The tavern doors slam open, hard enough to rattle the hinges. A cold air will kind of rush in, and a furious voice that's sharp will cut through the room in Mankian. Does anybody have that language?
No.
No.
Nope.
Okay. Well, you will see this man. He will step forward. You'll hear like Doka or no sumo wakada. Like, and he'll start talking in that language. You know, it's the Pathfinder version of Chinese or Asian, any type of Asian type of language. And he'll just kind of go like they'll go back and forth. You might hear every once in a while like something like Sandpoint amigo, and then the tavern will go silent. Eyes will drop to plates. No one wants to look as you don't know his name, but his name is Lanjiku. Stands in the doorway. His fine robes are immaculate. His face is not. He looks exhausted and furious. He'll step inside. His gaze will scan the rooms. He'll be like he's searching. Then he sees you. His lips will curl faintly. He'll change direction and walk towards your table. He'll stop at your table. He looks over at each one of you with open disdain. He says, "So these are the celebrated saviors? A rabble of wanderers with swords." He'll fold his hands and upon his back. "Tell me, did you enjoy yourselves yesterday?"
At the festival, yeah.
The festival was great.
Yeah.
He said, "No, you turned the meaningless nuisance into a spectacle. The town god exists for a reason."
So you were meant to leave the goblins to hunt and kill children, are we?
He goes, "They celebrate you heroes, hunting, saving children. I say you risked lives. You risked the children's lives. You turned the streets into a battlefield."
Streets were already a battlefield. We just happened to be on it.
He says something, and then all of a sudden behind from the kitchen, you'll hear, "What in the nine hells is going on out there?" And Miko will storm in the common room, ladle in hand, her apron splattered with stew. She sees her father, she'll freeze, her jaw will tighten. You'll see Linjiko turn to her, "You!" And she'll switch back to Manko, like, the Mankian arguing like back and forth rapidly. You might catch a slip of like Magnama or Family Honor or enough embarrassment. Lanjiko will turn back to the common voice. "You will return to Magnama with me, or you will remove yourself from my will." The tavern kind of goes dead silent. Amiko, she stares at him, then laughs once, sharp. "Ha! Get out of my inn." He'll step closer. "You shame this family. You shame my mother. You shame your mother." And at the mention of the mother, Amiko's face hardens. "You don't get to speak about her." Lanjiko will reach forward, suddenly grabs for her hair. The tavern gasps. Does anybody intercede?
Can I try and grab his wrist before he does the grab?
You can. Reflex save.
I'll try and do that. Oh, natural 20s are out today.
What the fuck are you on?
I have no idea.
Okay. He goes to grab for her hair. You note it, like you can see it immediately. Like I said, everybody kind of freezes, and right as you go to grab his arm, you hear a thwack as Amiko pivots as the arm comes out. And your arm went to go grab his, and she smashes the ladle on the side of his head that she was holding. Fish stock and potatoes explode across his hair and his fine robes. The whole room stands silent. Lanjiko stands frozen, dripping stew. The humiliation lands probably harder than a blow if you think about it. He trembles, finds his voice low and venomous. "You are as dead to me as your whore mother." The words will hang in the air. He turns sharply towards the door, stops long enough only to glance one more at you. And you take your chaos elsewhere. And the door will slam as he exits unceremoniously. In the moments after, in the aftermath, there's a silence. Then someone coughs as Amiko exhales, looks around the room, forces a grin. Well? She wipes the stew from the floor. Anyone still hungry? There's a nervous laughter kind of break the tension. Slowly, the nervous noise resumes, and she'll kind of avoid looking towards the door. But the Rusty Dragon, um, the Rusty Dragon kind of got a different air in that moment, and she tries to handle it in pride, with pride, and she'll come over to the table and look at you, Chin, and she thank you for what you tried to do.
Not a problem.
I'm sorry about that. With a small smile, not her usual tone. Family tradition, loud entrances and whatnot. She'll look around, she'll look at you guys for a second. He wasn't always like that. Well, that's not true. He's always cared more about appearances than people. Her gaze will drift to the door, finally. Mother used to soften him. Or at least distract him. He wants me. She'll kind of exhale a little bit. He wants me back in Magnamar, married off, polite and decorative. Ha! Imagine me. Decorative.
I think you sell yourself a little bit short.
I don't know, I can't picture it.
Right? Well, you know what I think really scares him? She'll tap the counter lightly. Like, I'm here. I'm happy here. Well, most days. When the goblin came, I thought. She shakes her head. Never mind. You ever feel like something? It's like something in the air is shifting.
Only the seasons.
I mean,
No.
what were you gonna say, Jen?
No, it's alright.
She's just gonna say like, what, like, more like it wasn't. This isn't just chaos. Like something. Like it feels like the beginning of something. I don't know. She just kind of forces a grin to herself. Listen to me, being dramatic like Sirdek. She'll grab a bottle. She'll go grab a bottle from behind the bar, sets cups down, and she'll just pour some in, and she'll say to Sandpoint. She'll raise her hand, let everybody make a toast to Sandpoint.
I'll drink to that.
Yep, to some point.
And to not let anyone else tell us where we belong. Then she'll take the shot. All right. So that's around, like I said, around 2 o'clock. Like this will all kind of happen. You still haven't heard from the sheriff.
Yeah, speaking of feeling like something's beginning, maybe we should track him down, see how his chat with the mayor went.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess maybe finish up our lunch or whatever we're doing here and then head to sheriff, so town jail, sheriff station, whatever it has in that regard.
Yeah. As you guys start to kind of meander about and get yourselves kind of like in a general direction, you'll have hold on a second. Let me see. Where would he be?
As we're wandering from the inn, I'll point in the direction of the general store and tell Shem the shop girl in there was asking after you. Maybe you should go pay her a visit.
Okay. How good of a liar are you, actually?
Really bad. I'm a fighter. We don't get skills.
Yeah. Mind you, I don't think I've got any sense motive, like, so.
That's a great bluff.
Oh,
Jesus,
Jesus Christ!
what the fuck,
what a
dude?
waste!
All right, Chen.
What a waste!
That's like the
3.
well, I mean, that's two
Yeah.
nat 20 from you and one from me.
That's 3 nat 20s
That's
from him.
yeah,
Yeah.
3 from me.
You get the sense I'm not
Oh, yeah,
being
he had a nat
entirely
20
honest.
survival, right? Did we have to return that short bow? Like whatever weapons they gave us in the hunt?
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, because they wouldn't be like battle. You know, I wouldn't say they would be. Yeah, I guess like. Yeah.
I'm just making sure so I can remember to disable it.
Yeah, disable it. Yeah, that was just for the hunt. Those were like hunt items. All right. So you guys will actually run into the sheriff on his way to come get you guys. So yeah, you guys meet up and you'll see the sheriff like kind of walking towards you, like notice you guys down the street and like start heading your general direction. Um, as yeah, as you guys meet up, uh, he'll yeah, he'll say, ah, there you are. I've actually been looking for you guys.
We were just coming to find you.
He says, word has come that Father Xanthus has found something disturbing in the boneyard. So
Sounds like a disturbing place.
so would yeah, he's like, yeah, care to come help me investigate?
Sure. That's the graveyard, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
yeah, so it's obviously called the Boneyard, but it's not like a ominous place or anything like that, is it? It's just a cemetery, basically, isn't it?
Cemeteries are pretty ominous.
Eh, depends how superstitious you are, I suppose.
Yeah, are you heading that way now?
Yeah. Let's he says as you're going there, he'll kind of give you a little rundown that uh Father Xanthus has found the uh, like a burial tomb disturbed. He didn't notice before, you know, he didn't think to look after the whole goblin raid, but you know, he noticed it like a little couple hours back. So as you're walking there, you say like graves disturbed, and I don't believe in coincidences.
When you say graves disturbed, like someone's dug them up or something's crawled out.
He says I don't know. Like
Okay.
yeah, but that's basically just what Xanthus has told him. So he figured he would get you guys. So uh, out of character. He's like basically kind of bringing you guys along to kind of get a feel for you, like because he's never truly interacted with you, and he wants to see how you interact with this. Obviously, since he's the sheriff, he could handle this on his own, but
Mhm.
you know, he's kind of wanting to get a feel for you guys in person. Um, so yeah, so y'all will head to the boneyard as y'all come through. Y'all will see you'll have the smell of like stale earth and old rot kind of sweep through your sweep through uh the door of the inner vault will stand ajar, and he'll point it out. Everybody who's over here, when you come to this area, give me a perception check.
There, he rolled an out one. Make up for his 3 nat 20s.
Yep.
Yeah, he can tell where boars are, but he can't tell where footprints are. Is that what I'm getting?
That was survival, not perception. So yeah, maybe it's
Alright, so you got a 6 and a 25. Did Octavia not roll? Oh, I didn't know if you're coming or not.
Yeah, I just had to step away from the computer. Well, I could still hear everything.
Okay, so he'll mention this is Father Ezekiel Tobin's tomb. Tobin's tomb. That's the previous father who was killed during the time of troubles when the cathedral burnt down. You really, the burial vault door hangs ajar. As you kind of look around, let's see. Only Kaelwyn will notice. The DC perception will notice you can tell there's many footprints that are goblin. But with your roll, you could tell that there appear to have been left by one set is left by a larger humanoid. Um, once, if you could, okay, since you pointed it out to Kaelwyn, that gives. Do you wait, Kaelwyn? Do you have survival?
Give us perception checks.
No, I'm saying, do you have survival though?
I'm not trained in it.
Okay, so you could point it out to Long or to Chin, and Chin can roll a survival on that then.
Hey,
To,
look, footprints.
hey, look, almost a nat 20 again. Fuck out of here, dude. Do you have anything between? Whatever. That's enough. You could tell it was enough to confirm that it was about 6 goblins and 1 medium humanoid climbed the wall, then approached the vault from this area. As you point that out, Sheriff Baylor will look and see, say what does he says, what does goblins want with bones? There was no body left
yeah.
over.
The priest wasn't buried with anything, was he?
No, just most likely just traditional ceremonious burial robes. Nothing more.
Okay.
All right. He goes to investigate. He says, "Well, let's investigate inside." And so this tomb is not like when I say tomb, don't think of like a tomb. This is literally just a regular burial tomb. It's probably like you know 10 by 10, you know what I mean, but it's a door leading in, so he goes to open it up. It's an easy enough task to open the door, like so to say, because it's already lit in a jar. Hemlock will step forward, raising his lantern to kind of illuminate inside the darkness a little bit. The barrel niches, like the light will kind of go in. You'll see a little bit rows of alcoves, several empty. There's like bones scattered. Um, uh, you, you feel like you hear like a faint scraping sound, kind of echoes in the area. Hemlock takes another step in, and then everybody gets a reaction. So everybody roll me a reflex save as you see, without warning, skeletal handle busts upward from loose stones inside there.
Yeah, the answer to the is anything in between me rolls is no at the moment.
Jesus fucking Christ! All right, if you rolled higher than a 15, you
So me.
dive forward and shove Hemlock aside, intercepting the grasp of the skeletal arm. Uh, Hemlock will stumble as the skeleton arm collapses, twitching and clattering like harmlessly across the stone. The lantern will roll, spilling light inward across the walls. You'll see uh, two skeletons in there. Basically, each of each one of y'all, since y'all kept Hemlock from being grabbed, will get an attack on the skeleton that is not missing an arm. So roll me an attack if you have a weapon. Like if you brought a weapon with you. I'm sure you did. Just roll me an attack. You'll need to do 6 damage at least. And you do. Okay. So that skeleton falls. As that skeleton falls, Hemlock, like he's managed to recover himself. You know, he pulls his sword out and attacks the skeleton in front of him, breaking it. So there's 2 skeletons in there. Like, damn it! He yells. Like, he breathes heavily, shaken, alive. He looks over at you, Kelwyn, and says, "Thanks. I didn't see that."
Elvish eyes tend to pick up things.
Indeed. He says, odd. They weren't walking. It seemed like they were waiting.
Yeah, is that normal? Do these tombs have, well, skeleton guardians?
No, not at all. That's completely antithetical to the gods worshipped here.
Yeah, I gathered that. I just wanted to check.
He'll look over. He'll point. He says that was Father Tobin's uh, place of rest. You'll see this area like kind of pulled apart, like a container area. You see it ripped open, and his remains are missing. And now they're gone.
He wasn't. The skeletons didn't have anything on them, did they?
No, no. You guys, as you'll actually look around and you'll see a strange robe on the ground. Um, he'll pick it up. Does anybody have detect magic?
Of course.
All right.
I don't have any magic yet.
Okay. Well, it will glow with. I would think it. I don't know if it glows. Okay, you tell me this because I can't remember. It's a used robe of bones that has no more uses anymore. Would it still have a magical residue?
Depends how long ago its last charge was
Yeah,
used.
A day, like last night.
and yes.
Probably not.
Like very very faint. If anything, you would find a faint necromantic aura, I guess at the very least. I'm telling you, out of character, if you want to go ahead and roll a spellcraft to see if your character would know off the top of your head, but out of character, I'm telling you what it is, so y'all can deduce it later if you want.
I don't have spellcraft. I've got knowledge arcana, but not spellcraft.
I don't know if knowledge arcana would work. I don't think it would, but
I'm going to my skill.
okay. I don't know what would fit when it comes to identifying an item. So.
It's always spellcraft.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, there you go. I would think 21 would be able to tell you that it's like a completely used robe of bones. So
What's a robe of bones do? Do we know?
I do believe like it's just some. It's like it can make skeletons.
So detects magic actually. The first round you're doing it, it detects the presence or absence of magical auras. So,
So a robe of bones is like a necromantic like robe. It's like the way it reads is this sinister item functions like a robe of bones, or a robe of useful items, except for serious necromancers. It appears to be unremarkable robe, but a character who dons it notes that it adorns with small embroidered figures representing undead creatures. Only the wearer of the
so
robe can see the embroidery, recognize the creatures that become detached them. So it like basically you could pull like little fucking skeletons off, drop them on the ground, they turn into skeletons. Detaching a figure causes it to become an actual undead creature.
So, for detect magic to detect lingering aura would, if for something that's like a spell or a magic item destroyed, is based off the original strength of the aura. So, unless it was overwhelming original strength, then it would have dissipated within minutes, like to hours. So, to anybody, even with spellcraft, it would honestly just look like a random robe.
Okay, then your characters have
Unless,
no idea why there's a robe there that doesn't look like it fits anything that this
unless,
cathedral would
unless
bury
it,
people in.
unless it's got unique like images and all that for the robe of
Right?
bones.
Yeah. If
Like
there's specifically like a rune carved in it, but then that would mean that magic could be put back into it. Usually.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's just say it's got a couple of like symbols of some type of like, you know, god of necromancy or death or lich or something like that. That would give you all like a little hint to it, like it's a nefarious thing. It doesn't belong here. It's like just one of these things isn't like the other. This is one of those things. So, as y'all pick it up and look at it, the sheriff will kind of will inspect it, but he doesn't really know. He says, I have no words. This doesn't make any sense. Any ideas? He looks at you guys.
Beyond my expertise.
I tend to interact with things before they die, not after.
Again, though, why is somebody came in here to resurrect? So always these skeletons, are they what was in this tomb originally? So is one of these skeletons like the father?
No, no, from what you gather, the father's skeleton, the father's remains are missing. Father Tobin's remains are gone.
Right. So it's not
These skeletons don't belong and don't that you don't know where they came from. No other tomb is disturbed in here. Everything's as y'all go around kind of inspecting everything is in order except for Father Tobin's remains. They have been disturbed and removed. And his remains were just burnt bones because he died in the fire. He's
I
like,
mean,
yeah.
no idea why anyone would do that.
He says this is
I think we need a cleric.
this is definitely this is a lot of trouble adding up. He says, I'm gonna do a couple I'm gonna take a couple reports and do some things. I think it's best if you guys come later. He'll say like maybe he'll after sunset and meet me in the town hall. Uh, I'm gonna have the I'm gonna have a discussion with the mayor, and we're gonna have a meeting. I'd like you to be there.
Town hall after sunset. Gotcha. If you don't mind, though, I'm gonna have a look around the boneyard, see if anything else is out of place while you're doing that.
By all
Is
means,
is the boneyard close to the wall or not?
yeah, like we'll go to the map again.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, right there. That's the boneyard right
Is
there.
is there any way I can try following them bigger footprints from the goblins? Is there any way of seeing if we can track that to the which direction it came from? Like, does it look like it came from the wall area, or does it look like it came from inside the city or the town?
You would follow. You would follow the tracks for a little while. Like you actually could follow the tracks for a little while. Hold on. Let me look.
Just a general area, look, direction really. 'Cause I know obviously following footprints is going to be quite hard with the amount of foot traffic the town has and that. But I'm just wondering if it looked like these goblins and this medium-sized creature came over the wall to do whatever they needed to do in here. Most likely when it was, being attacked, so it was a distraction. Or if the medium-sized humanoid came from inside the town to meet up with these goblins.
Okay, give me another perception, or not perception, survival, because you're following tracks. You know the tracks. You just gotta follow
Yeah, no,
them. All right.
I lost it.
You're Yeah, you could see that the tracks kind of congregate around the wall, but after that, like even if you go around outside the side of the outside of the wall into the north part of it, you can't see where those tracks originate. Like
Right.
you don't, but you can't tell if you don't know if it's on purpose or if it's just unexplained. Like it does, it's
Yeah.
like, huh?
No, just like my reasoning was whether the humanoid tracks are they going to be a part of another like monstrous race kind of thing, or are they potentially human or whatever, just to be able
Oh
to
no no no
blend
no!
in with
You
people?
rolled. You could. I would think you could tell they're human footprints.
All right, right. So they're not like orc or hobgoblin or anything like that. You
Yeah, not monstrous humanoid, like regular
right,
humanoid. Yeah, you would be able to tell that, I would think, at the very least with what you rolled.
right. No,
Yeah,
that's fine. Just wondering if obviously the person potentially might be still in town or whatever.
yeah. Okay. All right. All right. So as you're helping him kind of investigate and spend some time and whatnot and taking a look around, is there anything else specifically you're looking for, Octavian, as you're percepting around? Y'all got a couple of hours before you're expected to meet in the town's hall.
It was a similar thing to Jen, really. I wanted to check if it looked like things had come over the wall here and had come to the boneyard while the town was distracted.
Okay, give me a perception check for that then, if you're gonna perceive with that. Okay, you can tell that at some parts and areas that goblins did come over the walls to the north, up in that area,
Okay.
like right around there. You can tell some like where he sees the footprints kind of disappear. Like you go farther up, you'll see a little bit more footprints, but those footprints, Chin would not notice the humanoid footprints in those.
So it does sound like potentially the goblins met up with somebody inside the graveyard. Potentially.
Well, and also understand that those footprints don't connect. So those footprints lead over like through the north along the wall and out like towards the ones Octavian found. They lead more north through the wall and out into the open area into the road. Like these are like you with even just basic perception you would just tell because there was a lot of goblins during this attack. Okay, so This is probably a different group of goblins that got in at some point and went through. Because where you see the wall, like how you know how you can see the road going through here, that's not a wall that shuts off access to this back area. There's a small gate that allows passage through, and it's open. It's like just a travel area, like for people to cart bodies or cart burial stuff and whatnot through the back area. All right. That being said, you guys have, you'll spend some time, like investigating, looking around, kind of talking amongst yourselves, try and figure, like get something figured out. You did do some things together. Is there anything else in town you want to do before you shift to the meeting, or is there anything you got to take care of? I mean, y'all got gold on hand now. Y'all could do some purchasing if y'all need to. You know what I mean?
Trying to find adventure, what do you call it? Shop list stuff.
The what?
Trying to find a list of stuff that we can buy.
You could buy most general things. Like what? Like
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to find the general list and the stuff.
Are you talking about in Roll20? Like I don't have anything listed like what you could buy. I would say
No,
just
I'm just trying to find like the
oh
equipment list
the like the PFSRD.
in general. Yeah,
Oh yeah. So basically if
they
like
have a
so
million friggin'
yeah.
things there.
So before the meeting with the mayor and the sheriff and whatnot, if you want to go ahead and spend some time to purchase, um, uh, even I had a thing separate for Nisk the potion vendor for him and Tristana because they've had some interactions. But you guys will get 10% off potions, okay? Too. So take that into mind if you buy stuff. So if you guys want to buy any type of healing or spend some gold, you can. If there's anything else you want to do, character-wise, when you guys make when you guys make your way back to the Rusty Dragon, Bathana will be working. You won't see Amiko. She'll offer you guys dinner and give you guys something good to eat, and ask you. She'll be inquisitive, inquiring about anything that's going on. She'll because she's just a talkative, nice old lady, and she'll ask you what's the news and all that kind of jazz. Would anybody be very divulging of all the stuff y'all have heard?
Probably not, no.
No. She's a nice old lady, no need to worry her.
All right. Well, that is everything that's going to happen before the meeting at the town hall. So take a moment, get what you need. I'm going to take a little bio break, so I will be back like 5 minutes.
Was it a 10 or 15% discount at the armory?
In the army, I